Okay. So as part of BW powered by Hana or BW on Hana, we're going to deal with Open ODS View, which is a new info provider. Open ODS View is a new info provider delivered from BW 7.4 SP5. Yeah? Okay. Open ODS View is a new provider, new info provider. When I say info provider, we can do reporting on it. Not a day target. Now when I say it's not a day target, no data loading, it is virtual. It is a virtual provider. So it does not hold any data physical in it, no data persistency. So it does not hold any data physical in it. It's a virtual provider bus. But we can do reporting on it. And field-based modeling. Normally when you're creating your info cubes or DSOs, you go about creating info objects and you group those info objects and create the info provider, whether it is cube or DSO or whatever it is, right? But when it comes to Open ODS View, it involves field-based modeling. So say for example, I have a data source. The data source has got some fields. Say data source has got some fields. I can use the fields of the data source to create my Open ODS View. I don't have to create info objects. So by using the metadata of the source fields, we can create Open ODS View. That is what we refer to as field-based modeling. We don't have to create info objects again. Yeah. Next is association of. Let's say I have a field in Open ODS View. I can associate with the info bit in BW and refer the master data bus. For example, I have an Open ODS View where I've got a field called customer. I can associate that with reference info bit customer in BW and refer to the master data of BW. I can associate like that. I can association of a field to another Open ODS View. Means say I have Open ODS View 1. I have a field in Open ODS View 1 and I would like to use that field and connect to another Open ODS View and formulate a schema also. So like this we can link up one Open ODS View to another Open ODS View through associations. So if you can look, so this is what it is, okay. Data source type. So what all objects you can use as a source to create Open ODS View. So when you want to create Open ODS View, what are the different objects you can use as a source to create the Open ODS View? One is your data source. Normal BW data source can be used as a source to create Open ODS View, or Hana DB table, database table, or DB view, or nothing but column view. We can use the database table in Hana as a source, or a database view in the source in Hana database, or the column view also can be used as a source to create Open ODS View. Or we can use virtual table also. If you remember, by using Smart Data Access, you consume the table from the source connection. source database as a virtual table in HANA. So I can also use this virtual table of smart data access as a source to create my OpenODS view. I can use transformations. Say for example, the OpenODS is virtual, right? So when I'm reading data from the source on fly, I would like to do some transformations. Then I can leverage the BW transformations and use that as a source for OpenODS view. So I can also use advanced DSO as a source. We'll see what is advanced DSO, but advanced DSO also can be used as a source object for creating OpenODS views. Okay. And by using OpenODS view, we can create with any semantics. By using semantics referring to transaction data or master data attribute or text. No hierarchies here. So we can create OpenODS view which can project the semantics representing transaction data or master data or text, either of this. So main points is it is virtual and we can do reporting. So it is a info product but not a data target. So it does not hold any data physical in it. And it supports field-based modeling. We don't need to create info objects in order to create OpenODS. We can leverage the metadata of the fields of the source to define the OpenODS view. And it also gives you the flexibility of association where you can link through association. I can link up the OpenODS view to the BW master data or to another OpenODS view. And there are 5 different source types which we can leverage for creating OpenODS view. One is data source in BW. And when I say data source, not any data source which supports direct access. If you remember direct access, it is what which supports the remote access. Any data source of BW which supports direct access or HANA database table, database view or column view or virtual table from smart data access, or if you want to do on-fly transformations for the virtual provider, you can leverage transformations of BW or advanced DSO. Either of this can be used as a source for creating OpenODS view. While creating OpenODS, we can create any of the semantics type. We can create OpenODS view representing transaction data, master data, or text bus. So this is what it is, and let's see how do we create these options here. It's disconnected. It's waiting for the. And one more point is we can create this OpenODS view by using BW modeling tools in HANA. HANA Studio. By using modeling tool, BW modeling tools in HANA Studio, we create this OpenODS view. We can also create this in RS7, but you don't have much flexibility of drag and drop all those. So it's better we create this OpenODS view by using BW modeling tools in HANA Studio. That's better. Okay, boss. So I still want to use the same info area Z9 cubics and create the provider, but not from RS7. See, even in RS7 you still have the option of create OpenODS view, but you don't have much flexibility here. So we'll be better we get onto this here. So now I'm in HANA. This is the HANA database of my BW system, so to which it is been the backend. So I've connected to the HANA system. Now get onto this perspective called BW modeling. Okay, once you come in, now here we can start working on BW modeling tools of Eclipse on the HANA Studio. So to do this, you'll have to create a project, drop down, say create BW project. And you can choose the connections from the SAP logon pad, choose the corresponding BW system. Say this is my password. So next, and then I don't need this, but you can just name your project whatever you want. Say BW project 9 cubics. Say next, and I want to attach the HANA system to this connection because I'm associating a HANA connection towards my project. Say yes. Now this is my project here, BW project 9 cubics. When I expand this, see I get to see this HANA library and BW info products both. Since I have attached the HANA system, I can see HANA library, HANA objects from the package, HANA models, yeah, and I can see when I expand this info products, I can see the info areas. What was it? It was Z9 cubic something. So you can in the info you get to see info area, and I get to see all the info prototype, info cubes, info objects. Then there's some query elements, and there's some DSOs. Okay. I'm not worried on this. I would like to create my own under this info area. Now case one, I'm interested to create based on the data source. First case, I would like to show how do I create an OpenODS view by using the data source in BW, which is supporting the direct access bus. No matter whether it is flat file or DB Connect or ECC, which connection it is, any data source which supports the direct access property can be used with the OpenODS view. So let me go to BW and make sure there is a data source for me. I'm just taking flat file data source. I have a data source for ZDS sales 004, which is basically a file from the local workstation, and it is, what does it say? Direct access, it says what? Allowed. So since this data source supports direct access, I can go with OpenODS. Whether we're not worried whether it's flat file or ECC. Any data source which supports the direct access, I can go with that. Here. Proposal is all okay. Fields is okay. Let me just try to read the preview and see if it's giving. So it's able to give me the data here. I'm okay. So I need to consume this data from this data source through OpenODS. I don't want to load the data physically first. Okay. Now take this data source. This is of which connection? YPC file. Okay. So how do I create my OpenODS view? So select this info area, right click, say new, OpenODS view. It's a ZOP data source. OpenODS view based on data source. So now, then it will ask you about semantics. I told you we can create OpenODS view either of representing facts, mass data or text. Now it is facts, transaction data. Then what data source type do you want to look at this? It could be data source of BW, database table view, virtual table, transformation or advanced DS. I'm going with data source of BW. It will ask me the name of the data source. I can just go in and then DS underscore SL004 of flat file. Yes. Always data source name is qualified with the source system name and say OK. It automatically takes the metadata of this data source on the fields and then provides me. I can use the same fields and create my OpenODS. I don't have to create my any info objects. After getting to this screen, if you want to change your data source, I can just click on this. So there is display of the data source. If you want to edit the data source, I can still change the data source type what I want. Okay. Now go to this facts. Here you got to See, automatically all the fields of the data source are brought in. If you see, the data source has got the transfer structure, right? Your data source will have the transfer structure. All these fields are shown in by default. So I'm going to use those fields. Now for these fields, you need to define the semantics. Semantics means more properties saying whether it's a characteristic field or a key figure field or unit field or what it is. So I would say sales order is a key field. It's a key characteristic, I would say. I can do a drag and drop. And month name, customer name, country is okay. This is a amount and quantity is a key figures. Currency is a currency field and unit is unit field. Okay. And year is not considered. It's okay. Let's not worry. If it's not taken, I can just drag and drop. I can take this as year. I can do this way. Now, and when you select any of the field here, you get to see the properties. You can define it. For example, what I want to do is for sales order, and I get to see some property like display what you want. What look at this. Now go to amount. I want to associate this with the currency field. Since in the data source you already defined saying look at this. Your amount is referencing to currency field or unit field. It is automatically mapping that. Saying amount, I would like to go with the currency reference. Which is a currency reference? Currency field. For quantity, I want reference unit associated with the unit. It's all given here. So just say, just say validate. Just say activate. That is it. My OpenODS view is created. You can see the data from here. Here also I can see the data. Like I can say open. But here I've got some configurations missing. Not this. You can say open and you can see there is an option called preview. There's some configurations missing. That's why I'm not able to see the data here. So URL is missing. If it's there, I can see the data straight away from here. The other way is ZOPDS. Right? Just get back to RS7. If you go to RS7 and say refresh, so you get to see this OpenODS view. I've not done any loading, right? I just try to see data now. So what are the data I get to see? It is all see it is trying to read data from that CSV data source file. So this is how it reads the data virtually from the source and give it to me. It does not hold any data physically. And I can do reporting on the ZOPDS. Get to this query designer. You can just create a big query now as a normal provider. Now just select this. Then you can just start choosing. Let us see all the options in it. Then we can discuss why SAP gave this feature of this. Okay. So you're able to run the query on it. Okay. So this is basic on OpenODSV. Okay. Next, I would like to show.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, in data source, we have some conversion routines are there, right? So those conversion routines for fields automatically copied to HANA modeling, or we need to explicitly define each field conversion routines?
System will take care. System will take.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, next option. I would like to show you on OpenODSU creating on database table or DB or column view. Very, very important. Let me get to the modeler and catalog. Let me choose some schema called shell. In the schema, I have some tables. I have some table. It's a normal database table. I've got some normal database table called customers. Yeah. So let's say now I have a table in HANA database, which is a backend of my BW system. I would like to consume that and do reporting on it first. In Bex query, I would like to do reporting to create a Bex query on top or something. Yeah. So I would like to consume this table and create a OpenODS view first. Okay. It's a shell schema customer. Okay. Right click. This time it is master data because it's customer. So based on table or view, it'll ask me which schema it is. It is shell. When I select the schema, it automatically creates some connection between that BW and that schema. We don't have to create anything, and which will be DB connect. Yeah. This is my table. Remember this connection name 00001, right? I'll show. And it proposes all the fields of the table, and you just have to create the metadata of it. Just go to the master data tab. Says representative key field. You remove that field. I want this customer ID as this. As a master data key field. Others are normal characteristics, and that's it. That is it. You can just activate. Okay. Now go back to BW. You got another OpenODS view. So I get to see this customer number and the master data also, which is virtual object again. Similar way, same way how I've done with the table, I can also do with HANA database view. For example, if I have any of the database views, so I have a database view called product contract. Something. There's a view which is built in here, database normal database view. Okay, and I would like to use in OpenODS. This would be fact, database table or view. Again, it is shell schema, the product contract. It is a database view. I want this contract ID as key. Others are normal characteristic key figures. And contract volume, I want this to be, I want this currency as currency field. I want this unit as unit field. So I want the volume to be associated with the unit, and I want this price to be associated with the currency. Others is all fine now. Like this, you have defined your semantics and then activate. There's some problem with the data types. So I should see it on database view. So like this, I can also access the data from the view as a virtually through OpenODS view. Next, I would like to show it on the column view. Let me go to Hana modeler. And the point about shell 00001, I said when you choose a schema, it automatically creates the DB connect. If you go to this, where is DB connect? So it automatically creates that connection, shell 0000001. Okay, it uses the database connection automatically to refer to the data from the database of my BW system. So I have this.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, what is the representative key and characteristic key, sir? What is the difference between these two?
Semantics, boss. You're just saying if it is master data primary key field, it will be representative key field. If it is transaction data you're referring and you want to define the key fields for it, then that will be characteristic keys. Okay.
But for master data, the both are available, representative key and characteristic key.
Yeah. For example, if you have compounding attributes, there will be two things. The combination of both will be the key field. See, my characteristic key will be metal number, but representative key field will be metal number and plant. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
See what is that? See what is the actual key is characteristic key, and what keys you want to represent as key field is representative key. Okay. Because
Okay.
in the underlying table, whatever is key field, if you want the same key field, then it will go with characteristic key. Let's say in the underlying table, let's say primary key is key field 1, but in the OpenODS view, you want key field 1, key field 2 together as primary key, then you'll go with representative key. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Say for example, I have analytical view. Take some results. I just want to take some analytical view. Okay, this is an analytical view which I've got. This is ZAN sales using ADTR 001. Okay, So will this analytical, now I would like to consume this analytical view using OpenODS view. So look at the scenario. I've got BW. In the underlying BW, I've got HANA database. In the underlying HANA database, I've built an HANA view, HANA model, whether it's calculation view or analytical view or attribute view. I would like to consume these views by using OpenODS view. Yes. How can we do this? So when this view has been activated, ZAN sales using so and so, will it have a column view in SysBig schema? Let me go in column views, filter ZAN underscore sales underscore using underscore ADTR underscore. So when I filter this, you have this column view. So you have this column which can be used for seeing the data, open data preview. Right? I would like to use this column view, 9 cubics PK models, AN sales use, okay, in creating my OpenODS views. So I'll go to BW modeling tools. So create new. Say fact. Go to view. So schema sys. That is underscore. I think. Is big, and it creates a connection automatically. And the view what I'm referring to is 9 cubics PK dot models. There's some problem in giving the value, but I can straight away type in that 9 cubics PK dot models slash ZA underscore sales underscore using underscore ADTR underscore 001. Okay, so now I've just given the name of my column view. Say finish. And for a fact, characteristic key is not mandatory, boss. Okay, just takes key figures and characteristics automatically. You can just say activate. So like this, I can also create an OpenODS view which can consume the column view from SysBig schema of an HANA model also. Now with this option, can I say by using OpenODS view, can I consume HANA models in the BW system, in the HANA system? So I've got BW, in the backend I've got HANA database and I've got HANA model, and HANA models can be consumed with OpenODS view, and we can do reporting on this. Right click, say display data. So when I'm seeing this, now can I do a BEX report on this OpenODS view bus? So when it means what? It's like I'm consuming my HANA model for reporting and BEX queries. Can this be one option of consuming my HANA models in the BW? Let's say if I have got HANA models in the underlying HANA BW system, I can consume those HANA views by using those column views in the OpenODS view bus. This is one option of consuming HANA models in BW. Next, virtual tables. These are not so important. These are okay. Let me go to HANA modeling, and I can still go to. See in this, I've got a table. See, this is a virtual table, virtual underscore z sales underscore tab. This is a virtual table reading from some source through remote access. Okay, yes, through smart data access. So I would connect this virtual table to my OpenODSP and do a BEX reporting on it. Still possible through, yeah. Z virtual, what was that name? Virtual underscore Z sales underscore tab REM SP8. Through smart data access. So, fact, virtual table using smart data access. Remote source REM SP8. Okay, just give the object name and then say finish. That's a remote source through smart data access. This is a virtual object. I'll show you. See, I've just used some remote source from ECC. You just choose this remote object, EHP remote. Z9 cubes. I need to have the data provisioning agent, which is for smart data access. I'll go with this EHP remote. And the virtual table is Z sales. I've just typed in. Just trying to read the remote source, so it's taking some time.
Sir, here source system means source system.
But your remote smart data access connection name, yeah?
Oh, okay, thank you, sir.
We will, I'll make it as a key. Say activate. That is it. Now if you go to modeling, I'll not see, but okay. So it is reading data from the smart data access from the source and give it to us. So we can do BEX reporting on the smart data access also. Next option, let's show you about the transformations. But what I've done is I have some data source. Okay, I've taken some info source and I already built some transformations here. I've done nothing. In the data source, the country was different countries. I've just put the country as constant. You can write start routine, end routine, exporter, whatever you want. You can write with these transformations. So consider a data source, create an info source, build the transformations what you want. Now for now, in the data source, I go to my country. I've got different country like China, US, all this. But in the transformations, I've made my country as a constant as IN. So it has to show me as what IN. That is the transformation I wanted. Now once you build this data source and info source with the transformation, I can start using them in the OpenODS view. Y8IS, ZBS. Using transformations. Last me info source Y8IS. It's my info source name. So it all takes this data source. So it will consider the transformations between these two info source and the data source and finish. That is fine. It's active. Now when I try to see the data for this, you should see the country as IN, which means the transformed database. So I see the country by default as IN, so it is transformed. So when you want to do a virtual provider with on-flight transformations, I can also go with OpenODS with transformations. Okay. Next is I can use advanced DSO, but we don't know what is advanced. We'll see in the next class. But if you say fact, it is like another. You can understand as of now. You understand just advanced DSO is a normal DSO. You just choose some advanced DSO. It's like normal DSO you choose, and it will show you all the fields of the advanced DSO and just activate. That's it. Like another option, creating OpenODS based on advanced DSO. So when you try to see the data, virtually it reads data from the advanced DSO and then it show you the result. Okay. Okay. I think now you should know about creating with any of this source type. Now I would like to go deal with this one, association of info objects. Your OpenODS view with the info object in BW or whatever it is. Let's see. Hana modeler. If I go to my shell, I've got table. I've got table called contract, and in the contract I've got a field called customer field. Okay. So fact, tabular view, shell schema, table name is contract, take contract, so finish. The system is stuck. Can you all see the screen?
Muted. Unmuted.
So I get in, I define the semantics. Now, while defining semantics, I would like to do the associations. For this customer field, I would like to associate that with the info bit in BW, say association. I would like to associate with info bit, browse. I would like to associate with the info bit, which is yes customer. Select yes customer. Say OK. And then I would like to consume the navigation, all the attributes of it, say direct usage of associated names. Select this radio button. Direct usage of associate by name. Our system is getting stuck. Yeah. Now once it is selected, now click on the button navigation attributes. Somewhat stuck. Yeah. నెట్ బాగా ఉంది కదా. పొద్దున పొద్దున ఎట్లుండింది అంటున్నా. టీవీ ఐడి ఉందో చెప్పు ఎవరిదన్నా. I'm not able to connect. We'll continue this tomorrow. So we still have the concept of association, which I wanted to touch on. One second, let me just try. Okay, now just say direct association with the object name. So associate this field with the master data info object and access the navigation attribute source. So now OpenODSP also supports the navigation attribute access and activate. So you can consume navigation attributes even when you associate with an info object. Like this, I can associate with the info object and consume navigation attributes. I go with this. display data. See, I see this in gray color, which indicate these are read from the navigation attributes of customer master database. Okay. So like this, I can have association with BW Infobit. If you remember, I created one OpenODS view on table on customer with semantics master data. So now this customer and these are the object attributes. So now it's not about associating with the Infobit. I can associate a fact-based. This is a fact-based OpenODS view. Said it. This is a fact-based OpenODS view, and I can do an association with the master data-based OpenODS view, which already created. So I'll change this association. So I can associate with the master data, or I can associate with the another OpenODS view of type fact master database. So if I have fact-based OpenODS view, so instead of associating with customer, I'll say drop down. What about is so I would like to associate that with another OpenODS view. Select OpenODS view, browse, and select ZOPDBT, which is providing customer master data. Then you can select I want all this, all the fields from that view, and activate. So like this, I can have an association from one fact-based OpenODS view to master data-based OpenODS view also. So like this, I can have an association with from one OpenODS view to a BW master data, or to another OpenODS view representing master data also. See, all this is see, this is all representing your master database. First name, last name, number, all this. Okay. So I've shown you about association. Next important point is we cannot use this in multi-provider. Multi-provider not possible, but we can use this. We can combine with other providers like Cube or DSO or advanced DSO using composite provider. So if you want to combine OpenODS view with another DSO, classic DSO or advanced DSO or Cube, we can go with composite provider. Okay. So this is about OpenODS view. And questions. Why did SAP give this feature of OpenODS view? Are they slow moving to view based? Slowly moving to view based modeling within BW on HANA? Yes. In BW HANA, depending on the options, you can consume your HANA views in BW and BW models in HANA. You have say to improve the performance, you have to leverage HANA engines a lot. So you try to push down the logic deep into HANA database as much as possible. How the infobix are created in back. Infobix are not created automatically. By default, it does use metadata of the fields. What tables will have to be consumed as OpenODS. I think we'll have PSA tables. No. When I say tables, it could be any normal database table from any of the schema in HANA can be consumed as a source. So are we able to see OpenODS view screen? I've shown you. Vasu cast statement, but still not able to do practice. Speak to Vasu, but for me it's good because I use the same system. So, means I was using the same system. It was fine. Just talk to him, please. Yeah. Imported BW models does not support navigation, but OpenODS view supports. Yes. Field type should match with infobit. Obviously, right? When you try to do association with field and infobit, data type should be matching. Yeah. Concept of composite. We'll deal with that as the next topic. Next, we have to go with advanced DSO. Then I'll go to composite provider. In case of OpenODS view association, OpenODS view of type must return key field as characteristic. When you look at association, I can associate my OpenODS view to another infobit in BW or another OpenODS view of type master database. I cannot associate two OpenODS view of facts. I can associate a OpenODS view of fact with the master database. Can we consume ODS view directly in BW? Not directly in BW. You have to create a BigQuery and consume BigQuery in BW. Can we create ODS on active table of normal D? Yes, you take any table you want. Ultimately, when I say database table, the database table could be from other schemas or BW schemas also. Yeah. So for me, this is the best way of consuming HANA models in the underlying HANA database. Say, I've got BW running on the HANA system, and in the underlying HANA database, I've got HANA models. Can I consume them through OpenODS view bus? Yes. I can consider the column view and consume that in the OpenODS view. It supports reporting with BEX also. Yeah. This is one way of consuming. Can I say this is one way of consuming HANA model in BW? Okay. Don't worry on PSA tables. Now, next question is, if you remember, someone asked me, we touched a case this way. Means like say, I have a BW system. In the backend, I have HANA bus. This is BW. So I have HANA. So in this underlying HANA database, I've got HANA model. I can consume them in BW through virtual queue or transient provider or through OpenODS view also. But someone asked me, I have a normal BW system with some BW with Oracle or something. Okay. He has got one more HANA database, a separate HANA database. He's got HANA model here, which now he would like to consume this HANA model in BW. So now this HANA model is actually not the HANA model of the underlying HANA database. So we are referring, now we would like to consume the HANA model of a different HANA database as a source to BW bus. So can we do this? Yes, we can do this. In that case,
Sir, can you repeat again, sir? Screen refreshing is taking time, so voice and the screen is not synced.
What I was saying is, suppose you have BW and you have HANA in the backend, and if I create my HANA model like attribute view, article view, calculation, I can consume them in BW with through transient provider or virtual cube or OpenODS view. Someone asked me, BW is a separate system and HANA is a separate database, and I've got HANA model in this HANA database. I would like to consume this in BW as virtual. Can I do that? See, underlying backend HANA is different, the source HANA is different. I would like to consume the HANA model from the source HANA database to BW. Okay, we can do that. How do you do this? Okay. So if we go to RSA1, we have a source system connection which is HANA information view. By using this source system, we can connect to a different HANA database and consume HANA view as a data source. Now, once we create the data source can be connected to my OpenODS views. That is how you should do. So first, create a source system connection to that HANA database by using this ODP HANA information views. And based on the HANA information model, create a data source and consume this data source as a source to my OpenODS view. That's how you can consume the views virtually from a different HANA database other than the backend of your BW systems. Okay. Backend HANA is nothing but the HANA database of BW system. BW ki kinda backend lo unna database HANA. Source HANA ante separate. Na backend lo unna HANA kaakunda vere HANA database. Okay. Okay. Fine, boss. That is what I want to touch on OpenODS view. And tomorrow we'll deal with advanced DSO. So before you just come in, just read through some information about advanced DSO and then come in. So tomorrow we'll deal with advanced DSO. Thank you, boss. Yeah.